Right, welcome to Oz Motor Tips on YouTube. Today is all about transmission fluid, and inspection on the drain plug is important as well. Let me explain. The drain plug has a magnet on it, and when I undo it with the wrench, we'll be looking for metal shards on the magnet. That's important. I thought I'd go through that very quickly here now and then. Mainly because I'm remembering, and mainly because it's a massive, important step. So when you undo the drain plug, please inspect the magnet that's on the end of the plug for metal shards. This is going to be on a Mini 1 Cooper, the same one as I've done a brake service on and a coolant flush on this same channel. This, believe it or not, is being done all in the same week. I've actually got some time off work, which I actually work on machinery as well. So yeah, so it's a manual transmission fluid change. Not so much a flush, but definitely a change, definitely a replenish of it, should I say. It's done 85,000 miles, and I've only just brought the car. So this should be interesting. This could go tits up, especially with that inspection on the plug, which I just said about. So let's flip the camera, as I always do, and show you exactly what I'm using on the 2003 Mini 1 1.6 petrol transmission fluid change. It's a relatively simple job, one I haven't done in a long time, mainly college, when I was in college years ago. So this could be interesting. So let's turn the camera on. So, excusing that sounded like a fart then. That wasn't. That was my chair. Okay, I'm on leather chairs. So, okay, that aside, we are using Comma manual gear oil, MVMTF plus. What's the most important part about this is the 75W80. The density of it in the winter is 75, and normal going is 80. That's quite. You think about motor oil as in engine oil, and basically tally up to that. You've got 530, 540. This is quite dense, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm always open to improve my information on these. But please do your homework before you put it into your transmission. I did on this one. I did on my motor oil as well. Seeing as though I've only just had the car for 5 minutes, I've had a lot of homework done. And I rung up my local Mill Autos. I checked with my local Halfords, and I done a bit of homework on the internet, and I come up with this in the end. So we're using this mainly because of the Mini as well, Mini BMW. And yeah, there's shops that says that they would supply this to me. So I've got 2 litres, as you can see, which I think should be enough. I'll double check on the internet. The thing is, they make it awkward by working in quarts now when it comes to transmission instead of litres. I'm pretty sure that it takes 2 quarts, which is about 2 litres, I think. But please check up on your converters on Google before you do this. I'm about to, after I've recorded this intro, just to doubly make sure. I don't want to be draining. Although, to be honest, I got the Gixxer to get to some more, if I need more. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill the fill plug until it starts coming out the top, and then we know it's full, and then we're going to plug it. So hopefully this will be enough to fill the gearbox. And also we got the wrench. Don't quote me on what size I'm going to be using. This is a 22, and I've got a 19, I think, here. I'm just guessing before I actually get to the car. I know where the inlets and drain plugs are. I'm just This is just a guess, so you might see me bugger off and get another socket to fit the right size plug. And going on, we've got a pipe, a vacuum pipe, to get this oil up into the gearbox and in the gearbox to pump it up. Pump it from there around and into the gearbox. So I'll be pumping and sucking the fluid into the gearbox when we've drained. I am slightly nervous about this job, mainly because of what I just said, the metal shards. If there's big chunks of metal on that magnet, I've got problems. I will continue doing the job though, because I need the car anyway. There was a massive recall on these gearboxes, on the R50s mainly. There was a massive case against them or something, so I'm going to be extra vigilant. But driving the thing at the minute is okay. It's just the gearbox seems to be a bit stiff. Plus I'm doing a whole fluid change on this thing anyway. I've already done an oil change anyway. So onwards and upwards to the car. The car's already jacked up on double axle stands, quite high, to get my fat body underneath. And yeah, let's get to the car. Okay, so you'll see less of my face now and more of the gearbox. So let's go to it. Simple job, and I'll see you there. Right, here we go. As you can see, jacked up both sides and ready to rock and roll, even with a light underneath so you guys can see properly. I might get this Halfords battery underneath to jack up the phone so you guys can see. So there's your gearbox right there with your drive shaft going into it. There, that bolt there, hang on, that one is your drain, and that one up there, that's half undone. I can't even, that one, this is hard, that one half undone there, that's your inlet of where your gearbox goes in, your gear fluid goes in. Okay, so we're going to drain it. Hopefully this will work out on the video for you. Let's try and set up the camera so you can see with ease, which is easier said than done. There, maybe. Okay, this is great because I can't actually get under the car. So setting up the camera. What about there? And just to make things even better, it's starting to rain as well. Of course, that's all it's ever fucking done. Alright, I'll undo it whilst I'm holding the phone. Bollocks to it. So get the battery out of the way then. That's not working. There we go. So in an ideal situation, you want to do this with the gearbox fluid hot. So you would have took it for a drive first, but I haven't done that. So naughty naughty. So we're going to crack this one off. This is your drain. So in theory, gearbox fluid should come out of this one. But first, you really want to undo that one totally. So I'll do that one first a minute. This is limited, man. I don't know if you can see, but I'll set up the camera there. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to undo that top inlet completely. get it right out, which I'm about to do. Okay, so that's out, and there's some bad news, but it's normal. Okay, let me just show you. This is way hard to do with the camera, okay, so just appreciate that. So at the top now, you can see it's out, yeah? That inlet is completely out, and it's in my hand. And there, you can see metal filings, which I said about earlier. Okay, that's normal, there's no chunks. This is why we're changing it. Okay, so I'm going to obviously get rid of all this. That's part of my gearbox, by the way. So this is well overdue. Okay, so we'll put that to the side on the battery over there, ready to clean up. And now for the drain plug. Brand new spanners as well. They're not going to look brand new after this. This one should look the same with the metal filings. Fluid should come out of this one. If not, if there's no fluid, then that's not good, is it? Oh, man. Limited space. Here we go, you can see a bit better now. You know what, I'm going to stop it here. You can get the gist of what's going on. I'll stop it, I'll get this about to burst, and then I'll start filming again, okay? You can see again where that inlet came out of. But yeah, I'll stop it here and we'll get it. So guys, the drain plug is about to go. Let's see what comes out. Hopefully fluid. There we go. That's not looking too bad, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. That's not looking too bad. So we'll let that drain and we'll clean up these plugs. Yep. That's gearbox oil. Again, it's not looking too bad. So it's still draining. And the metal filings on this one is not as bad as the inlet. But again, we'll speak through all this in the summary. But yeah, we'll let that drain. We'll clean up these plugs inside because it's raining in June again. I'm getting a wet here. Let this drain. It's going through. It's going on my plug and everything, man. Absolutely soaking here again. Okay, Christ, man. To get up from there is a mission. I'll take it in. We'll get a cloth and we'll clean these. We'll clean these up. Without losing the washer as well. Okay. So as you can see, look, like I said earlier, metal filings all over the place. Looks like the spiky style of hair in the 80s. But yeah, that's obviously, there's no big chunks, okay? I mean, I've seen better, but no massive chunks of gear. It's all just normal. So I'll clean these up, obviously just, just wiping them like this, getting rid of all that. And then I'll start filming again when I'm under the car. And we'll put them all back, and we'll put the fluid back as well, the new fluid, which I'll film as well somehow. Okay, so see you then. Okay, so I've cleaned them up as best I can. Obviously you're fighting against a magnet. You still see some metal filings there on the out. It's really annoying because that massive end there is a magnet, so you're fighting against it. So I've labelled them up. That is the top plug. That's the bottom plug. We're going to put the bottom one in first, obviously, when it's finished draining, which is pretty much now. It's still raining outside, so I'm going to get soaked now. Again, don't lose these washers. Those metal filings, I don't want them going back in. Not really. I mean, the magnet will do its job. It will keep them there, but it's just so annoying that they're going back in. Okay, so finished draining. Give it a few minutes, especially if you've got a cold gearbox. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. The reason why I've labelled them is because I want the right plug to go into the right hole. I'm not sure if it matters if you get that bit wrong. But just take your time and do things like this. Yeah, and I'm going to clean these up a bit more, I think. And we're going to go out and plug them up. And then we're going to pump the new stuff in. But what I'm tempted to do is pump some new stuff in first without putting the out on and see if this pump is actually working. I know it's transparent pump. You'll probably see it going up towards the gearbox, but I want to see if it's coming out. So I'm going to kind of hold the bottle all in the one place if I can. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Once it's coming out of the out, then I'll be happy to put the plug in and then obviously fill up the gearbox, and that should be good then. Okay. Right, we'll see if it's finished draining. I gave it a bit of time. Let's see. I'd say that's finished. Let's have a look to see how much came out. Oh wow, yeah, a bit. Quite a bit. That was empty. I bet there's bits of metal in there. Kind of normal for a gearbox. Right. Now what we're going to do is pump some new stuff in and see if it comes out. This is soaking. God. Hang on a minute, let me dry off the pipe because of the rain. Right, this is going to be even more awkward now. I'm going to start pumping this new stuff through the gearbox and see if it comes out the out. We'll call it outlet. It's the drain plug, basically. Let's see. We want to keep this hose dry if possible, which is impossible actually in Cornwall, but there you go. One sec. Okay. There it is. So it's draining still. Let's see if we can get some new stuff come out. This is going to be so bloody awkward to record. So what I'm going to do basically is get this side of the pipe in the inlet at the top. How the hell am I going to do that with recording? I don't know. I'll probably come up through the wishbone there somehow. I am actually working at the same time, by the way. The camera's all over the place, I know. But what can you do? I can't do much more than what I'm doing. Okay. You're gonna have to bear with me now. Is that the inlet? 1 second. Okay, so I seem to have got that in place. I'll check the seat. Okay. See that in there? That's ready to go. So I'll pump the red. I'll pump that. And it should pump fluid into the gearbox and out of here. In theory. So let's see if that works. You don't want to be pumping water or anything like that through here. That's just stupid. Let's see if that works. Let's see if I can set up the camera. Can you see the drain plug from there? Or no? Not awkward at all. This is not awkward at all. What about now? Yeah, you can now. Okay. Great. The drain end of the hose is absolutely filthy. You want that clean. Want that clean as possible. Because think about it, you're putting it in clear. You're putting it in brand new oil. Okay. God, this is so awkward. Okay, taking the lid off. And just for more awkwardness, they put this in, whatever this bloody rod is. We don't want that. For Christ's sake. Okay. Now we'll put the end of the hose in into the oil. Christ, man. Okay. Right, we'll see what's going on, yeah. Right, let's pump. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can do it first. Okay, that's in the inlet. And we'll pump away now. I don't know how long this is going to take. Oh, there we go. We got fluid. You'll see the fluid go past your screen in a minute. 1 second. There we go. See it? See it go by then? Okay, that's going to be going out the inlet in a minute. Out the outlet, sorry. It's by my arm. By my tattoo. Watch this. Hopefully it will come out. Then I know I've got the right spot. There it goes. We've built up vacuum. It's going now past my arm. Can you see the fluid going up? There we go. That's a really good sign. Air isn't a problem on this job. Jesus, man. This pump is a bit shit. It's going in now. Pretty much. If a little bit comes out, I'm happy. Then we'll put the plug back in. What I should have ready is the plug ready. 1 second, I'll get the plug. I'll keep this recorded. No worries, we're back. Anything out yet? Is that fresh? I don't know. What I should do is clean it up, really. Clean it up. And then we can see if anything comes out properly. There we go. Right, let's keep pumping. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Don't know if you can see that. It's starting to come out the drain plug. So that means we're filling up. Coming out. Just double checking to see if I'm actually on the inlet still. It's not pissing out all over the floor, which is hard. I need both hands for this. You can see what's going on. Just 1 sec. I just got to make sure that everything's okay. Okay, so the latest now, after a few pumps, is the plug's back in, because you'd have to take my word for it. It started to ooze out quite hefty, I would say. So we're doing it back up. Yes, without a ratchet, because I haven't got a 17mm socket, believe it or not. There we go. Okay, so that's done up. That one. Can't focus my camera now. This is the night. There we go. Okay. So you want that done up pretty well. Hopefully there'll be no leaks after that. So I know now, because it's oozing out of here, that all this is pretty full with new fluid. Now we've got to fill up the rest until hopefully it starts coming out the top. I know I'm starting to run out of fluid on this one. Or not. Hang on. Nah, not really. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe the... It's just starting to get... Okay. What have we got here? Just looking to see what's going on, really. There's the fluid's receding here, look. It's coming back the pipe. I don't know if you can see that. when I pump again, that will go up. It will go up. I mean, but I just don't get what's going on. This is, once again, a two-handed job, which sounds really dodgy. We'll pump again. There it goes. So we know it's definitely going in. So we'll keep pumping. It's going to take a while. I may even cut off the pump and kind of like produce a little reservoir. That might be an idea. So I'll do it from the bonnet, maybe. I don't know, this pump's kind of made to do this. It would be really handy if these bottles were see-through, so I could see what's going on. But they're not. So all I'm doing is pump, pump, pump. Get this gearbox oil into the gearbox. I want all of it until I see gearbox oil going onto the driveway, pretty much. This might take a while, so I'm going to cut it here and let you know when I go onto the second bottle, I take it. I did have my suspicions about buying this pump. It's semi-shit, but we'll get there. You know, it'll get in there. There's only one way this gearbox oil can go, and that's in the gearbox. So, I'll catch you later. Right, here's a treat for you guys. I've had to improvise because the pump was shit. So this pipe is obviously going into the inlet of the gearbox. Let me show you. And yeah, the pump wasn't doing its job. You see the hose going in there? Absolutely disgraced about the pump. Seriously shit. So yeah, this is plan B. On to plan B. I don't know if you can see it going right up through. So yeah, like I said, plan B. As I was pumping, I don't know, it just wasn't coming out. So hopefully this will work. So treat for you guys, eh? It did get a little bit in. That's why it was coming out the it was coming out, you know. But I really don't know what this is gonna turn out like. I've literally just kind of made this. So let's see. Okay, already we're on the wrong angle. I want to see what happens. Okay, it's coming out there. Not the best. But is it going down the pipe? That's the biggest question. Or do I have to fill it up via the red bit? We'll tidy that up in a minute. So I just want to see if that's going down the pipe. Oh, Jesus. All this because of fucking crap pump. Terrible pump. Alright, we'll get rid of this funnel a minute. Is that actually going down? No. It's stuck there. Oh god, this is absolutely crap. This is just ridiculous. 1 second. Right, I've got something working. It's genius, to be honest. So this funnel, I've attached it there. We've got maybe a little bit of leakage, I'm not sure. So we'll watch, basically. So I'm going to fill it up. It's going to shoot down the line and we'll follow it to the gearbox. Ready? There you go. See it going down? Now we'll wait for it. This is just proof that it's working. We'll wait for it at the gearbox. If I can find it. There it is. See it going? Rewind it if you didn't. But we have success. Probably see the end of it in a minute. I mean, it might take a bit, but at least I've come up with something. And there's the end of it. Slowly going into the inlet of the gearbox. And gone. So, yeah. Excited much? Yes. Oh. Excited a lot. So, we've got 1.5 bottles left. We'll take it nice and slow. See it fill up, look, the line. There it goes. It should be going into the gearbox, hopefully. I mean, we don't want to fill this up too much, because the weight might take another effect. And this funnel. The funnel may completely collapse. But it is working. We have got fluid going into the gearbox. Slowly but surely. And surely is all I care about. Again, let's have a look. That looks yellow. Looks oily. I mean, there's quite a bit going in right now, but this beats pumping. Certainly beats that. Well, that's a good shot right there. So keep it there. That's definitely yellow. So that's definitely oil in that line. We'll wait for it to stop. I don't know how long that will take. That's a good shot right there. It'll take a little while, I would have thought. I don't know, I might fast forward this bit, I don't know. But I'm quite proud because this invention is nothing what the pump should have been like. I should have been able to pump this in, but the pump just wasn't working. I was really disappointed with that. So I've made my own way of filling this gearbox up, which just took a bit of time. But oh, there's the end of the line there. Well, the end of the line, the end of the gearbox oil coming around now. And I'm looking for leaks at the inlet, and there is none. It's all going in where it should be. And now we're at white again. We're at see-through. So I'm going to keep checking to see if 1, this pipe comes out, 2, this pipe goes like the oily colour it should, and 3, it goes white again, so it indicates that there's fluid going in here. I might be tempted to undo that as well to see if any fluid comes out. So yeah, I'll get back to you on my progress in a minute. I'm quite happy that I'm getting somewhere. This is a task and a half. But yeah, I'll get back to you. Okay, this is going to be a long day. Okay, so I undone that drain plug a minute ago with all this rigged up, and new gearbox oil pissed out, so that's a good sign. It means it's filling up. Yeah. So we got, that's crap, that's just terrible, whatever. This is still going, but it is doing it. If we go into the car, sorry, I just dropped the phone. We are still going with the whole pipe thing going. That's good. No leaks. I can press the screen to focus on the right part. No leaks on the inlet. I want it to focus. I can't press the screen at the same time. There we go. So no leaks on the inlet at all. It's still taking fluids on board, and I've just undone that one, the drain plug, and like I said, it pissed out with new fluid, which is great. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. What am I talking about? It's a good thing. So yeah, all is going good now with this new contraption that I thought of here. This is, again, this pipe is meant to be a pump, but it didn't pump. Thank you, Halfords. Anyway, it's all good because we've come up with this idea, which seems to be actually less work. So I'm happy. There is no leaks at this drain plug. I am double checking that. I've wiped it off a few times. Although it does look a little bit wet around that washer. But there's no actual leak. If there's a leak right now, then yeah, that's not ideal. And I'll be probably using some plumber tape, and I'll probably have to redo this whole thing again. Because there's no way I'm taking that plug out, putting plumber tape on, putting it back with the fluid staying in the gearbox. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, if there is a leak here, it's gonna be a bit of a bad thing. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be leaking, so that's good. And is this still yellow? Is it still taking fluids? Or is that white now? I think it's white. I think. Anyway, let's have a look at the top again. Yeah, the line's white. So I'm guessing no fluid. So let's keep topping her up. What I'm going to do is top her up. Top it up until it starts coming out of the inlet valve at the top. Inlet bolt of the gearbox. If it starts coming out of there, we're good. So see you in a bit. if you've got kids in the room right now, now's a good time to tell them to leave. Once again, we're in fucking England. Once again, we're in fucking Cornwall, and it's pissing raining. Try to do a simple gearbox fluid change, which should take about, I don't know, if things even go wrong, an hour. Well, I'm in my nearly second hour now, trying to do things between pissing great showers. And as you can see, everything's just fucking drenched again. June the 14th, I think it is today. June. Yeah, I didn't say January. I said June. Jesus Christ, man. Obviously, I'm pissy because I don't want any water getting into the bloody gearbox if it hits that funnel. So I might just block that off now. I don't know, man. Everything's just such an effort in this bloody rain. Anyway, I'll see what I can do. Ciao. Right, guys. Good news. We have seepage. That sounds dodgy. So if you look down here, it's still filling up, by the way. But if you look right by the pipe, it's seeping out, which that means it's full. Which is good. It's pissing out. See that? So it's full. See it coming out of the outlet? The inlet. So yeah, we're good. We want to now put that bolt for the in bolt in. The last little bit in of fluid. Keep it going. Sorry. And that's it. Okay. The in bolt will be having here. And now, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in bolt where the hose is now. That's it. Okay. I'm not going to be able to catch that on camera because the in bolt is too high to catch it on camera. But I can still show you that it's pissing out of that inlet, the inlet port. So I'm going to seal that up now. Catch you in a bit. Okay, buddies. After the rant on the rain and all that, we're finally gearbox full. This is the end picture. This is what you want. Okay. So, outlet or drain plug, and then up there, inlet, refill plug, all tight and secure. You can still see the hose there. I've got to take that away yet, but we know it was full because you can see it pissing out of there. And we also knew it was filling up at the beginning because it pissed out of here, which is your drain plug. They've done up as much as I could. Hopefully there'll be no leaks. I'll check probably tomorrow. I'll just leave it sit for a bit. I'll check for leaks. I'm going to dry this area right up. And yeah, that's it. So hopefully I'll be able to give you a summary. There'll be some swear words on that summary. I'm going to tear all this down now. That was some idea of mine. You've got to give me credit. That saved the day. It was meant to be a pump, but it was not a pump. It was fucking terrible. So that's my invention, and it worked a treat, an absolute gem. So I've got to cut this this wire here, this cable tie. As you can see, the engine's pretty dry because I put a coat and a t-shirt over it, so I've got away with that. I'm just hoping I've got away with having water, no rain getting in there. That's why I dropped the hood a little bit. So yeah, onwards to the summary. I'll pack all this up. I'm going to keep this set up. But yeah, we know that both bolts are tight. I'm going to get this car probably off the jack stands as well. And the chocks. And yeah, maybe a test drive tomorrow when it dries, if we're lucky. So yeah, onwards to the summary. Thanks for watching and a little bit more listening to me. Okay, well, sorry for the flashlight. I mean, I want you to be able to see me. It's a bit dark now because things didn't go exactly to plan. Well, first of all, God, that light is bright. I started this job about 4 o'clock, I would say, something like that. It's now for about 6, I think, so 2 hours, I think. It's meant to take not long, really. It's a simple task, but things go wrong. So, the things that went wrong on this transmission fluid change is obvious. Okay, again, kids in the room, okay, swearing. What in the fuck is this? I actually was silly enough to think this would work. It works with water. I tried it with water. The day before I did this, I tried it pumping it with water. This is the pump, by the way, for the fluid. And it worked a treat with water. Water shot up the tube, came right out. So I thought, ideal. I know transmission fluid's going to be a little bit more denser, so it might take a little bit more time. But it will work. As you've seen in the video, it was crap. So, utter shit. That's the bit that I cut off. As you've seen in the video, luckily I came out with a genius idea, which the pump is not meant to be used in this way. I cut the bit that I just threw. I cut it off and separate. I should have just separated it actually. I separated it there, and then I stuck it onto a funnel, and then I attached it to the bonnet of the car. By then, obviously, it started raining, obviously, but it worked a treat. It was slow, it was painful, but it did work. I got the oil in that gearbox. And that was going to happen no matter bloody what. I'm going to lick my lips a lot, by the way, because I've noticed in my other videos I get a horrible lip gunky crap. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of swearing in this video. Sometimes it's going to happen like this, though, isn't it? Right, so that went terribly wrong. The other thing that went wrong was the weather. That's one job, apart from oil changes, I would say. You don't want it to rain. You don't want any water getting in that bloody gearbox. I really think I've done a good job in avoiding that. I used the bonnet as an umbrella, basically. And luckily the funnel was close to the bonnet anyway. So going to the oil, this is the stuff we used. I think it will be alright. Only a test drive will finalise that. I got this from the same place I got the disabled pump. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. What the hell? I think that pump was designed for fuel. I'm going to back it up a little bit there, but I did really think it was going to work with this, but it just didn't. It didn't. It pumped it up to the actual pump bit, the hand bit, but that's all it did. So yeah, things did go wrong on this, but the end result is positive, I think. If you want to go to the gearbox right now, I'm going to take you. We're going to have a quick look to see if there's any fluid leaks after we go through the things that went right. The things that went right was... yeah, I'm struggling with this side. The things that went right, well, no bolts were cross-threaded into the gearbox. That's good. I was dubious about doing that when I panicked a bit how much came out when I tested for fluid going in the gearbox. What I mean by that is I undone the drain plug to see if it was filling up, if I wasn't missing the gearbox. I'm pretty damn sure I wasn't, but you got to make these things sure. So I undone the drain plug. I didn't get this on camera, and it pissed out. And I thought, oh God, I've only just got enough to do this job. So I panicked, and I tried to avoid cross-threading it in a panic, which, if you mechanics know what that feels like, that's horrible. But no, everything's fine. No cross-threading at all, and that went okay. If anything, that got a little bit of gunk at the bottom, if anything, at the bottom of the gearbox. Also, another thing that did go terribly right is, and this is massive to any gearbox, there was no big chunks on those magnets. If there was a big chunk missing on those plugs, then we've got problems. There's a chunk missing out of one of the helical or spur gear shafts. I'm pretty sure it's helical on minis. If you want to know what helical and spur is, helical is gearing wheels. That's got a slight I can't get my words out today. It's got a slight incline to it. Okay, so you got incline and incline going round the gear shaft. Spur is straight. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about helical. I reckon it's helical in a mini, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, there was nothing on those magnets to report, just filings, and those filings are very, very common. It's not a biggie. I'm just very interested now to find out how those gears are going to feel, because before that change, they wasn't the best. It's going to be interesting. It can't be any worse. Let's just put it that way. I've put fresh oil into something, and the oil is in spec, so it can't go any worse than what it was. Anything else that went right? Well, I got it done. There was a point there I was thinking, this rain, it's going to have to wait. This job's going to have to wait. But no, it got done. So I'm quite happy. So any questions, leave in the comments, guys. I can't keep looking at that light because, geez, it's blinding. I can't think of what else to report apart from just keep filling that gearbox up until you see what you've seen in my video. It was pissing out the inlet. You know it's full then. That's the way to do it. Block it up with the inlet bolt, the bolt. Tighten them up as much as you can. I couldn't get much on it, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to have another look at. Bearing that in mind, let's have a look now. You wanted to, didn't you? Or I wanted to. It's still jacked up, so we'll have one last look in the rain, of course. Yes, I keep going on about the rain, but Jesus Christ, man, it's June. We've just gone through a winter. Okay, so drain plug inlet. I can't see any leaks. Oh, there is like a little tiny drop there on the inlet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe that off, and we're going to come back to it tomorrow, see what happens. And that's it, really. Nothing to report there. That's good. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. If I have missed something, I apologise. The size of the bolt, by the way, is a 17mm. I use a 17mm spanner for the job. And of course, like I said, this oil. I would have rather put Kestrel in it, but you know, something better than Comma. But you know, that's, the guys recommended that anyway, so not all's lost. Okay, right. So thank you for watching. Sorry for the swearing, but it's a mechanics videos, and we kind of like to swear sometimes, or I do. Ciao, and catch you on the next one. Probably I'll try and get a bike one done. Try to. Okay. Ciao.